Hello all, this is a slightly different video to usual. Um, I've entered a game jam, because I've never done anything like this before, and I thought, hey, this is going to be quite funny, and fun to do. Not funny, but, yeah. I've done a little bit of coding before, I understand it slightly. I've tried with some 3D stuff, creating my own 3D engine-ish. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do this really. I'm gonna try and create a game in the next week. That's how long I've got left. I have got 7 days and 23 hours to try and get this done. The game jam started about 45 minutes ago, so I've got time. Yeah, I'm gonna start this game jam. As you can see, the theme is light and dark, and yeah, that's gonna be quite interesting. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to structure this video. I'm probably just going to do little updates from time to time, show you each part. But yeah. So my main idea as of current is to do something where a character can survive in light, because obviously the theme, that's a bad thing. I'm going to change the size of the brush slightly. So it's something to do with light and dark. That is a very straight line. I like that. Okay. Light and dark. These are the two things that the main character here. That is probably a bad sign to do. This is the character. They don't like either, but they also like both. That's my thoughts as of current. I'm thinking maybe they try and make it more. I was thinking fantasy initially, but I could do it more like natural. So, for example, maybe they're just a person and they get sunburnt really easily, so they can't be in the light much. Be in light. I'm amazing at writing. So it can't be in light, but maybe they've got a giant fear of the dark, and every time that, every every 10 seconds or so, they're in the dark. If they're in dark for too long, they start seeing things creeping towards them, and they get more and more scared. So maybe afraid of the dark. Yeah. So there's that idea. So these can't really work together actually currently, but they might be able to. How can I get them to work together? If I get it so maybe they have to keep switching between the two, and I have like some mechanic where they have to turn on lights. So maybe I have a safe section from time to time which uses torches so they don't get sunburn, but any other type of light source they can't use because it's channeling the sun. So light sources I don't know how to do this. Oh, there's text here. Light sources channel, I can't spell, the sun. I'm gonna make you a bit bigger so it's easier to read. Light sources channel the sun. What else could I do? I'll write the torches for safe areas, like a rest area. That could be interesting. I'll probably just leave this mess here for now and save it as some file. Yeah, I'm going to work with this for a bit, see what I can think of. But the main thing now, do I want it 2D or 3D? So I haven't done much in 3D. I haven't done much in 2D. I've created a Space Invaders game in Python using 2D before. But I've also created a 3D thing in Python using a 2D thing before. Like how Wolfenstein 3D and stuff like that. Those type of games. I've managed to create a 3D thing like that. I don't think that will work too well because it's really buggy currently. And I've been working on it for like the last couple of months. So probably won't be able to get that up and running in this week. So realistically, I think it's probably going to have to be a 2D game. So there's that. Try and move you to here, make you a bit bigger, because you got like the main centerpiece of this. Oh, okay. Second try. 2D game. There we go. So 2D game. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna work with this and see where this goes. I need to find my map. So I'm probably gonna go with this. Can't think of anything else I could do idea-wise. Obviously I haven't been thinking on it for long, so as I come across more things I'll probably add them. But for now I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna start coding on some character movement scripts and everything in Python. I'm definitely going for a 2D. I could use a 3D engine potentially, or like something like Unity and do it in 2D on there. But I'm not comfortable with other languages really. I prefer Python. I've done some coding in Java. I managed to get a 2D thing in there, but preferably I prefer Python. And something that really isn't meant for games, which is tkinter, which is a section or sub thing. Can't remember what they're called. But that's made for creating like surveys and stuff like that. It's not surveys, but you can add buttons and everything to it, so you can just average windows, not games, I don't think. But I've created games in it pretty much the entire time I've known it exists, because I prefer it, so I'll probably do it in tkinter, unless I can find out how to create my own window, so I can get rid of all of that, but that'll be really hard to do, so I'll probably just stick to normal tkinter and go with that. So yeah, I'm going to start coding some movement scripts and see where it goes. So I think I've got a window thing appearing now like this. This is the window which the game's probably going to be on. I'll probably make it slightly wider. Yeah, I'm going to continue coding. A bit of coding later, and we have this, which I didn't click F5. There we go. Which is a window which doesn't show the cursor when your mouse is over it, which is cool. Because just to prove that I'm on the window. Yep. So I've also got the player, which is the yellow thing. If I click Alt, I should be able to see my mouse. There we go. This is the player here, which I'm going to keep roughly centered. I'm going to, when it jumps, of course, it's going to move up slightly, but the camera's the most thing that's going to be moving, and all the world's going to be moving around the player rather than the player moving around the world, which is useful. Hopefully, I don't really know. I haven't created a game like this before. So this is going to be fun-ish. I'm probably going to add some movement script now, but I won't be able to see it moving, is the thing. And also, my movement that I always end up creating is always really blocky. So I'm going to show you roughly what I mean by the blockiness, and yeah, then I'm going to have to try and create a more smooth version of moving. So this is my 3D world thing that I'd created. Obviously you can see it's a bit jumpy with just the mouse movements, but that's just because of how I'm doing it. But yeah, this is the movement. As you can see, it jumps, which isn't quite what I want. To actually have it where it doesn't speed up the longer you hold it, I'm not even sure what I need to do. So I'm going to have to try and figure that out. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm going to do some testing and Googling and searching and all that and try and find a more of a smooth movement script. But I'm going to have to take a break for a bit. I've got some stuff to do in real life. So I'll do the next update later. So it's the next day. I've done some more coding. I've now got a movement script that moves the character. Obviously that isn't exactly what I want. I wanted the character to stay in the middle, so obviously this is not going to move much. It's only going to move when needed. But now I'm going to try and I'm going to need to draw some backgrounds and stuff so I can move those around. So I plan to have a background plane which moves slower, then a plane which the character's on, then a foreground plane. So I'm going to do a bunch of coding and art, and I'm going to see where that goes. So this is where I need to decide where I want it to be. I'm thinking probably some cave or something, but not a cave. Maybe in a city. We could be like exploring. No, I don't know actually. I don't know where I want it set, which is basically the fundamental part of the game. It needs to be somewhere which there's light and also dark. I obviously want it probably at night time, so I can have lighthouses and ooh. Yeah, I'd have to have it. Oh, maybe just in the wilderness, like, yeah, okay, by the sea, in the wilderness. Okay, I can do that. So I've made some textures. If I run this, yep, there we go. I've created a moon texture right up here, and that's quite surprising that the mouse was exactly on the moon. That's quite cool. And these textures here, well, this is just one texture actually for the background. I'm going to create a foreground texture to just get placed here, which is like what your character would move across. Pardon me. And I'll probably create some platforms and stuff for it to go through and everything like that. But this is a pretty good background, I think. I maybe need to add a bit more to this, but I think it generally looked quite good. Next up, I need to actually get the background moving, so that's what I'm going to do next, and then I'll probably create a texture for the character. I'm trying to hold off from that because I'm not too good at creating textures, but I'm going to try and create one that still fits in the style that I've sort of created with this background, because this background looks really good, I think. Well, it doesn't look really good, but it looks quite nice. So, yeah. So that is actually that working. If it brings up again. Obviously this is the end here, so I'm going to have to make it so it tiles, which is one thing. But if I hold it for long enough, it will move the background across, which the moon stays in one position, which is what moons do. Well, they seem to when you're on the ground because they're so far away, so that's quite good. This seems to be working pretty well. Obviously, yeah, this is the end here, so I'm going to have to try and make it tiled, which is what I'm going to try and do that now. So, a fair bit of work later, we have this working, and I've increased the movement speed and printing the position, just so it can work. Well, I can see the behind the scenes, but this just basically tells endlessly. The actual thing is about here, this is where it groups over. And as you can see, my character now disappears, but that will be fixed fine the second I add character animation in. Because that will refresh every frame, so it'll make sure it's on top. The thing that I spent like the last 2 hours or so trying to do is make it so I can go this way to the left as long as possible, as well as I can to the right. But I just can't seem to get that to work. And then I realized I won't need to do that, because I'm never going to have to go to the left at all. because yeah, it's going to be a story-based thing. So yeah, I'm probably going to create a quick texture for the character, but that's probably going to be all for today. So I'll see you tomorrow. So I've created some textures and stuff, and I've managed to get them into the game. So as you can see, the player is here, and when I look and walk to the right, it looks to the right, and when I walk and move to the left, it looks to the left. And if I leave it a bit, it will come back to looking forwards. I probably need to make the arms grey when looking forwards, but I am going to redo the colours because there's parts on the map where you can't even see the arms, and it's really hard to see the player, so I'm probably going to redo the colours, make it a bit brighter. I've actually went for ginger hair because it's a very common problem, that most gingers are really easily sunburned. It's just some genetic thing. But yeah, I thought that's a pretty good way to at least make it a bit more realistic. So yeah, I'm probably going to just add some more colour to this character, add some walking animations, and try and implement that in. And I'll be back. Some code writing later, we have this, which is an animation of the character walking, finally. And it looks a bit better now, character. I'm probably going to get rid of the next little bit of arm that I added. I don't know why I did that. I'll probably fix that. But now I want to work on a jump thing, so I can actually have a jump between platforms and all that. It is basically a platformer, that's what I'm going for. But yeah, this just continues forever of the character walking. There's a bit of a delay if you're trying to turn around. I'm not sure why. I'll get to bug fixing later if I need to. It is really, really slow to start walking. It's like an entire second it waits. And it seems to get faster if I move my mouse. That's weird. Yeah. This is really weird. You can see it speeding up. That's really weird. Okay. Not sure what's happening there. I'll try and fix it. So, some more work later, I've managed to optimize the code even more. It's even shorter now, the code, and I've managed to fix all the textures, so it actually works pretty well. I might import the time module so that legs don't seem like they're just going like the clappers all the time. But generally I think I'm doing this pretty well without any modules other than the needed T-Contour one. But yeah, so I'm probably going to work on a jump function now, so I can actually jump, because currently space does nothing, or none of the keys do anything for jumping. It'd be good to try and get the character to move up. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how this works. Just to show you as well, I'm going to keep heading this way, so you can see that if I go past this border here, which you can sort of see now, it's more hidden now, but as I go past it, character stays on top, because it's getting drawn every frame. Which is what I kind of expected. I didn't need to do anything else to fix it, so it's all good. So yeah, I've got a working character movement stuff. I just need to get a jumping script, as I say, and I should be good. So I'm going to do some more coding for that, and I'll be back. So I gave up with the jump. Well, I didn't give up. I've decided to put off it for now, because it's probably better I implement falling first. And so falling, I need some type of terrain. So I've managed to get this working. It reads from a file. Obviously, there's no collision yet. And this isn't actually reading from the file correctly, because in the file, the edge is weird because it's going at double the speed. It's actually going at the speed my player is actually traveling at. But yeah, this looks really nice when I'm standing here. I need to get this actually reading from the file correctly, because if I open the file, well, it looks like it's going off screen. It's because it is going off the screen. I won't be able to show you the entire thing. This is the file. It's just a lot of numbers, but it's all hollow other than a platform here. and a platform here. And for some reason this isn't working. This should be creating a platform there-ish and here-ish and walls and everything. But it's just not doing that. The walls aren't appearing or anything. I managed to get the first line done, but it's something to do with the fact that I've got this indent. Oh, wait. I think I might have just found a fix. I'm going to try it. So I've got this bottom part now. I don't think it's exactly correct still, so obviously I need to do some more coding. Oh yes, we have a working map. I've had these water bits in so I could see where each bit is, because I've got textures for a lot of stuff. It's like this end texture here, it doesn't look that detailed, but I'm thinking I might increase the texture size slightly. I'm not sure what I'd bring it to, but maybe I do keep it as it is. Now I need to implement falling into the character. The character also seems really large compared to all this. But yeah, I'm probably going to actually increase the map size again from this and make it a bit wider. And see where that goes. So I have actually got a slightly larger map now. If I just bring this up. I'm not sure why it always spawns so low. It goes on for a bit now, up to there. I'm going to try and get it so it stops at the end of the map, the camera, because I have got that working amazingly for this side. Like, it just stops perfectly. But for the other side, I'm going to have to try and make it so it actually detects where the camera, the actual position of the furthest thing is. And then minus is 590 from that position to work out whether, yeah, it's going to get a bit of a pain, but yeah, it should work fine. Because if you see, the map moves in the background when the character moves and all that, which is perfect. This all works really nicely. Yeah, this looks really nice. I just need to actually implement falling now, which is something I've been holding off of because I'm scared of it. So I'm going to try messing around with that and I'll see how it goes. So I've done a bit more coding. I've actually managed to implement the falling mechanism and jumping mechanism fairly well. Except unless you didn't start falling and you just walked off a platform. I can't seem to get that to work, and I don't think I'll be able to get it to work, as you might be able to see by the time in the bottom right corner. There's only 2 hours left. So I don't actually have much more time today either. So I'm going to have to just submit what I've got to the game jam. I haven't managed to cover the theme, but I've built something, so I feel pretty proud of it. I'm probably going to continue to work on this in the future. I'm going to build some 3D engine or something like that. So I just hope it works, and I can continue to get this working in the future. But yeah, if you want to see that, make sure to like the video and subscribe to see the video when it does come out, if it does come out. So yeah, that's gonna be all. Thank you.